Subscribe now for daily exclusive fan fiction. Comment below with your dream scenario for us to explore next. Prepare for secrets, betrayal, and desire as the Marauders uncover dark magic that will change their lives forever. The moon hung high over Hogwarts, casting a silver glow on the forbidden forest, where shadows danced and secrets whispered. Tonight, the Marauders James, Sirius, Remus, and Peter crept closer to the heart of that ancient wood, adrenaline coursing through their veins as they uncovered a long-forgotten mystery. They had heard tales of a powerful artifact hidden within, its magic capable of shifting the tides of the war against Voldemort. The thrill of discovery ignited their spirits, each step echoing with purpose and unspoken desires. James led the way, his heart pounding not just from the thrill, but at the thought of Lily, the girl who occupied his dreams. Sirius walked beside him, laughter spilling forth, masking an inner turbulence as he caught glimpses of the shadows lurking within their friendship. As they ventured deeper, the forest grew denser, filled with ancient trees whose gnarled branches reached for the night sky. The atmosphere thrummed with energy, pulling them closer to the source of their quest. Remus, ever the voice of reason, urged caution, his instincts grappling with the primal energy surrounding them. "We need to be careful, guys," he cautioned, but the burgeoning excitement drowned out his words. Peter lagged behind, feeling the weight of being an outsider. His fingers fidgeted, and in his heart, insecurities flared. He wanted to belong, to be part of something greater than himself. The tension crackled in the air, a delicate balance between camaraderie and rivalry, friendship and longing. Finally, they stumbled upon a clearing, the moonlight illuminating an ancient stone. The air grew still, a guardian of the artifact watching. It radiated raw energy, drawing them in. And in that moment, they understood this was more than just a mission. It was a test of loyalty, a journey that would force them to confront not only their fears, but the very bonds that held them together. With the discovery of the artifact still fresh in their minds, the Marauders found themselves grappling with the consequences of their actions. The air was thick with tension as they gathered in the common room of Gryffindor Tower. The crackling fire casting flickering shadows on their faces. James struggled to focus, his thoughts consumed by the uncertainty of what lay ahead, while Sirius paced, his unease palpable as he wrestled with his loyalty to James and his own emotions concerning Lily. Remus sat quietly, watching his friends. He felt the weight of their unspoken words, the chasm opening beneath them. "We need to talk about what we found," he finally said, breaking the silence. But before they could get into the details, the door slammed open, and Peter rushed in, his face a mask of agitation. "Guys, I think someone's following us," he blurted out, panic lacing his voice. Jameis' heart dropped. Dark shadows lurked around them, secrets brewing, and Peter's fear only intensified the growing worry. They had woken something ancient in the forest, and now it appeared that they could be hunted. The next few days were a blur of tension and distrust. Each marauder dealt with their fears differently. James tried to protect Lily from the dangers that surrounded them, while Sirius confided in her, sharing what was happening between them. Their charged conversations were filled with longing, but each glance felt like betrayal to James, pushing him further into his own insecurities. Meanwhile, Peter's desperation deepened. He felt overlooked, desperate for acknowledgement and care. In a moment of weakness, he began to speak to someone outside their circle, ultimately leading him down a dark path. The fragile bonds between the quartet began to crack under the strain, threats forging loyalties anew, ever so ready to shatter. Suspicion hung thick, each marauder fearful of the shadows they might find within their deepest friendships as treachery took root, setting the stage for a betrayal that would reverberate through their lives. The fallout of their actions hung heavily in the air, a suffocating blanket of silence that settled over the Marauders. In the aftermath of that fateful night, they found themselves standing apart, unsure of what to say or how to mend the fissures that threatened to swallow their friendship whole. Each boy wrestled with his pain, the weight of guilt and betrayal shifting their dynamics in ways they never imagined. James felt lost without his brothers by his side. His heart ached, haunted by the memories of laughter in the common room, turned into disillusionment. Wandering the empty hallways of Hogwarts, he replayed their last encounter with Peter, the way their trust had frayed like a worn-out tapestry. In that raw moment of vulnerability, he saw not just a friend, but also the darkness creeping into Peter's soul. Meanwhile, Sirius grappled with his feelings for Lily, a storm of confusion brewing within him. He desired her, yes, but the price of that desire had been the very foundation of their brotherhood. How could he look James in the eye again? The tension between them felt like a chasm, deeper every day. He longed to reach out, to show there was still hope, but fear of further betrayal paralyzed him. Remus tried to keep everything together, his voice steady as he reminded them of their shared history, of what they had fought for. But deep down, he too felt the fracture. Peter's betrayal cut him deeply, and he realized that sometimes love and loyalty weren't enough to keep keep friends bound together. The night he sat with James and Sirius, mapping out their future together, felt like a distant dream, clouded by uncertainties and shadows. As they faced the consequences of their decisions, each boy stood at a precipice, the paths before them branching into unknown territories. They were on the verge of new beginnings, but the scars of their past framed the choices they would have to make, propelling them into uncertain futures that would forever alter the course of their lives. Friends could become foes, and foes could become allies. Only time would tell how these fractured bonds might